crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and today I'm going to be doing some coloring with alcohol ink markers and using some embossing powder. So in my MISTI, I'm going to stamp onto white cardstock my images from the Ornate Ginger Jar stamp set. I'm doing it with black ink, but then we're going to go over this with gold embossing powder in just a little bit. So after I stamp this, I'm not worried about a perfect stamp, but I am going to leave my stamps in the MISTI exactly how they are because we are going to re-stamp this when we're done. I do want to clean off the black ink because I will not be needing that. So let's start coloring. The reason why I want to color first and then stamp and do my heat embossing is because the embossing powder can ruin the nibs of your alcohol ink markers, especially on Copics. It can ruin the nibs, and so I don't want to do that. So that's why we left our stamps in there, and we can come back and re-stamp afterwards. But I need to see where I'm going to be coloring, so that's why I stamped it with black ink. And again, the images do not need to be perfect because all I'm trying to do is color. You can see the lids there of the Copic markers that I'm going to be using. I'm using 2 colors of blues and then a green, and I think that will be really, really pretty with the gold embossing powder. So I'm starting with my darker color. I have 3 colors per jar, and they're in the same color family. So I'm going to start with the darker, then go to the medium, and then go to the lightest and really get a nice blend. And I will do that twice on each one of these jars. Really super simple. But what I have noticed when I do it and I go back over it again, that's when I get a really good blend between the colors. Every once in a while you might have to do one of the colors a third time, but like I mentioned, then I get a nice good blend. The edges or where the colors meet is really kind of soft, and so for me that works best. So coming in with my darker color, this is some green here, coming in with my medium, and when I come in with the next lighter color, I'm going over the edges of that darker color as well. So you can see there's some harsher edges here. Let's blend that one more time. And also the third time, I will probably be have a little more defined area, especially with that darkest color. Then that was the medium color, and there is the light color. And I think that looks so pretty. These are super easy and quick to color, making this go quite quick actually. This is the darker color blue, more of a navy blue. The other one is a little bit more of a teal blue, and then we have this muted green, which I think is really pretty. So here's my medium color, leaving some areas for that lighter color. So you have your shadow and your highlight areas, and you could put that anywhere really. I mean, I'm not one that colors and has a defined light source, and lots of people do that, and that is amazing. I'm just not that way, so this is what I do. Although I have done that a few times and I do like it. It takes a lot of thought process for me, and something like this, I just want to color them pretty, and I'm not super worried about where the light source is coming from. So I'm going back over with that medium color here, working my way more towards the center, and then we will finish with that light color. Then I want to stamp the sentiment from oh, wait, hold on, I'm ahead of myself. Now we're putting this back in the MISTI. I totally forgot this step. Remember, we did not remove our stamps. I will prep this with an anti-static powder tool. I want to make sure that my ink is dry because I don't want stray pieces of embossing powder to be adhered to this. So I'm going to prep that with my powder tool. I was just making sure everything was nicely lined up. And this is where we're going to do our gold heat embossing. So getting that nice and covered. Then I'm using clear embossing ink to go over, and I'm going to do this twice or 2 or 3 times. I really want to make sure that all of my images are being stamped, and because these are red rubber stamps, you have such great detail on them. Then I'm going to sprinkle on some gold embossing powder. I'm going to grab my little scratch piece of paper here, sprinkle this on, tap the excess off, and I do have my heat gun on nice and hot, and then I can heat these up until all of those beautiful images are melted and shiny. So let me grab my heat tool, And look at how gorgeous that is. I love how these turned out. I think these ginger jars are so beautiful. Then I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says "Sending My Love," and that is in the Ornate ginger jar stamp set. There's, I believe, 3 sentiments in that. And I'm going to ink that up with black ink. Then I will use the coordinating dies for the sentiment and these ginger jars, tape them down and run them through my die cut machine. And then we are going to work on our background. This is an A2 size piece of white cardstock. I'm using the Floral Mosaic layering stencil, and I will be using old paper Distress Oxide ink for the stenciling. These are numbered, but this was number 2 because I wasn't paying attention. You really could do them in any order, but they are numbered 1 through 4. So I started with 2, and then I'm going to go back to 1, and then 3, and then 4. And I'm keeping it all the same color. I like the soft kind of yellowy green for this background. I think it looks really nice. And this layering stencil is beautiful. So I'm going to go over that just a little bit. I love watching this come together. I think layering stencils are so fun. Let me get this lined up really good here. I'm using some low tack tape just to hold my stencil in place. And then ink blend over that. And then we have one last stencil, which really brings this whole stencil to life. I have used this stencil a couple other times, but not as the whole 4 layering stencil. So I love this background. I'm gonna have to use it again like this and do it in a bunch of different colors because I think it's super pretty. I will ink blend the edges just a little bit with the old paper, and then I'm going to do a tiny bit of splatter with the tea dye Distress Oxide ink, just a little bit, not a ton, right over that background. This will also go on a white A2 size card base. I was deciding if I was going to use that tea dye, a little bit of water and a paintbrush, and just do a little bit of splatter. Then we can get this card put together. Super simple card, really easy coloring. If you did not want to use like alcohol ink markers, you could ink blend those images and then die cut them out. That would work too. Adding 1mm and 2mm foam adhesive behind these 2 jars, and then 2mm behind the sentiment. This kind of teal jar will be placed directly on the card panel. Then we have our green jar with 1mm foam adhesive and this other blue jar with 2mm foam adhesive, creating a nice little cluster of 3, which is very pleasing to the eye, but I need to scooch this over a little. Let me get that in place, and then we can put this sentiment in place, and we will take a look at this up close. Look at how beautiful those jars are. Oh, that gold embossing is stunning. I love how this turned out. Love, love, love. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you feel inspired by this video. I hope it makes you want to create wonderful things, and I hope you have a great day.